I think one of the core tenets of masculinity, and me personally, I blame myself for everything. Everything's my fault. It's my fault. If I go to jail, even though I'm innocent, it's still my fault. I ran my mouth on the internet. It's my fault. I could have learned Romanian and defended myself better in court. I didn't. It's my fault.
I got to tell you something. I say this all the time, okay? People ask me, Michael, what's some of your secrets? One of my main secrets is this. Everything that goes wrong in my life, I take full responsibility for.
100%.
Because number one, if it was somebody else that did it, I should have known better.
Yeah.
I should have seen it. I should have not let it happen.
Yeah.
That's a man, Andrew. When you can take everything on yourself so that the next time you don't make it happen,
Yeah.
it's such a benefit. And people don't get it. Oh, you know, this guy did me wrong. He did. Yeah, he did. Why did you let him do you wrong?
100%.
My fault. I should have seen it. I'm smart enough. I should have known this. I've been through this. If you always take responsibility yourself, you're 100% better in life.
You can't learn lessons if you're blaming everybody else for what happens to you.
Exactly.
Hey there, Michael and Andrew. I am Matthew Murden. I just wanted to answer this back because I wholeheartedly believe, you have to take responsibility for your actions. You have to take responsibility for everything that comes up in your life. And this is kind of me taking responsibility for those activities that have been taken up in my life, but some of which I just didn't have any control over. The covert narcissism I wanted to bring up, the kind of insidious manipulation. I mean, it's not your typical abuse. It's an abuse that's affected me my whole life, growing up, and then in relationships. And not all, but the majority. And so these psychological effects have literally changed my brain pattern, my ability to think, reason, all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of wanted your guys' opinion on when someone invades your privacy. You can't detect it. It's covert, narcissistic covert, and on top of it, it's like GPS, monitoring your movement, utilizing your own home. I mean, I don't imagine Andrew if it were Tristan doing something like that behind your back. That is just, it's insidious. I'm not talking about just the activity alone. I'm talking about monitoring your movements. When someone invades your privacy in ways that you can't detect, it's nearly impossible to take responsibility for not seeing it coming. Trust and betrayal and other layers. When the abuser is close to you, a friend, a partner, both, or more people in triangulation and groups of people, where they're having your love and trust exploited. And so your love and trust can be weaponized then against you, making it incredibly hard to recognize these patterns, or not recognize patterns. It makes it hard to recognize what to do exactly about it when it does happen, and it's hard to recognize at first. You don't know where it's coming from. You're being targeted. You feel it coming from somewhere, but you don't know where. You actually have to find the evidence and then move from there. So, plus the abusers often isolate their victims, cutting them off from not only their own reasoning skills because of the narcissistic abuse, but making it harder and harder to seek help from those around me, or from those around those people that are having these narcissistic abuse happen to them. So it's not about just a learning lesson. It's about systematically stripping one's ability of being able to see what's happening. So while personal responsibility is vital, it's also crucial to recognize its limits in cases of covert or narcissistic abuse, because blaming yourself for not being able to prevent such abuse only adds to that kind of trauma. The key is to combine responsibility with an understanding of these manipulative tactics, I believe, and having a good educational support system, having a good support system in general, having people you can converse with. And with this, it's legit left me with nobody. And it's honestly making me feel like there's money going around, because look, with where he moved to before in my life, these kind of insidious acts that I blacked out, my resolve, or the resolution I had in it now, was that if it was him, I'm going to find out. I'm not going to take this and not take it from him ever again. That's for sure. But then this stuff is happening, and it's you really don't think that it's possible to be happening. like you're growing up and you're like, we're doing the adult life now and everything like that. And it just appears to me that my own ex-friend couldn't handle seeing the pain because he lives like too close for comfort. And so I don't know what to do because all of this triangulation, it was even me joining the real world, because right after joining the real world, the attacks just were nonstop. Just nonstop. Financial ruin, just ruining me up in whatever way they can. So I just want to know what your thoughts are, and hopefully we can get support for others in navigating these tough experiences. Because I mean, look, like when I was younger, it's like you don't have your memories, like you black out all of that. And it's like, the fact of the matter is that if it was hacking and all of that, which I believe wholeheartedly it was, then not only is he able to see my stories or anything that I'm writing on Word, but he's able to remove them, which I feel like has happened because I was just touching on this stuff. And then it was just like my life went to hell right after that. And it took me forever to get out of homelessness, get back up on my feet, get this house, and then now this happens, and like he does this to me right away. Like, are you fucking kidding me, man? After everything I've been through, this is how you could do somebody. So anyway, I just want to know how we can navigate through these experiences in a way that's formidable for people out here that are faced with just insurmountable pain. I mean, it's just incredible. So anyway, thanks a lot, G's. I hope you agree with me a little bit, at least, on adding this layer into the conversation here.